The leader of Isnaro said that he's not concerned about the allegations and the charges placed on him, but the people that did place the allegations and the charges should be the ones to be concerned. Now, I don't know what that statement really means or what he was trying to imply, but he says that he's not concerned about not being able to travel anymore. If it means these allegations come into that, then he's pretty much prepared and ready. Mr. Khan, the ICC official who has brought these allegations to light involving the Palestinian officials and those from Hamas, might have opened a Pandora's box that nobody is likely to close anytime soon. Well, maybe except for Putin. Mr. Khan, in a recent statement, said that the people that are above him told him that the ICC was created for African countries and thugs like Putin and not for Western countries. Could it be that this international criminal court is the one that the most of African countries are afraid of, and that is the reason why they oblige easily to Western powers? I'm not trying to promote fear among African leaders, but those sanctions can have serious implications. Now, let's listen closely.
No, I'm not concerned about traveling. I'm not concerned at all about our status. I think that the prosecutor should be concerned about his status because he's really turning the ICC into a pariah institution. People are just not going to take it seriously. They see it as a politicized thing. I hope that the judges don't confirm what he says because that will make them into a kangaroo court.
I bet that they didn't think that he was going to tell us this. The ICC prosecutor who issued the arrest warrant for Netanyahu and his foreign minister said that he was threatened by high-level officials and was told that the ICC was built for Africa and thugs like Putin, not for Western leaders. And I'm going to play the clip so you can hear it straight out of his mouth. But they are no longer being quiet, and they are saying the loudest part out loud.
Leaders speak to me and be very blunt. This court is built for Africa and for thugs like Putin, was what one senior leader told me. We don't view it like that. This court is the legacy of Nuremberg. This court is a sad indictment of humanity. This court should be the triumph of law over power and brute force. Grab what you can, take what you want, do what you will, and we're going to simply be we're not going to be dissuaded by or any other.
The ICC prosecutor Karim Khan, who is handling the case against the top Palestinian government officials, gave an interview to CNN's Christian Amampo, where he said a lot of interesting things. Of course, we know he's been under pressure. In fact, he's threatened openly by Western government officials, top Western government officials. But he says something else that, he's been told by these top government officials. What he said is something we all suspected, but we haven't had proof, concrete proof like this. So Mr. Khan opened a can of worms here. Well, you had Mr. Khan there confirm what we've always suspected, that these international courts are simply constructs of the West to try and subjugate African nations and other governments they have disagreements with. That is no longer in doubt. Thankfully, this time it hasn't worked. This time the court has stuck to its guns, at least so far. Pretty soon we will know if they will take it to the end, but now you know.
This story is absolutely insane, and while I am in no way surprised, I am deeply disgusted. The ICC prosecutor was not to go after Netanyahu because the ICC was built for Africa and thugs like Putin, not for the West and its allies. Do you hear the glaring? And if you can't, you need to sit down and have a long look in the mirror. Because at least the one good thing about this period of time is that the room is fully on display. What this really says is we only consider certain people to be human. It really says only some lives actually matter. Some are just collateral damage that we don't care about. And the we here when they say the West and its allies is absolutely, simply put, white-run countries. End of story. And as much as I find Putin abhorrent, they do not include him in that club. So what we're seeing is a complete unraveling of the mask that they've been wearing, and they are saying things out loud now for some reason that they shouldn't be saying out loud. But I appreciate it because now we can have a real conversation about what is actually happening. I appreciate Karim Khan so much for speaking out about this, even though it's likely putting him in a lot of danger.
After the Iranian president got involved in that helicopter crash that resulted in him getting unalived, there were a lot of things that came to light, including one statement that was made by the chair of the Tel Aviv University. The chair of Tel Aviv University's executive council said Sunday he thought it was a pity Prime Minister of Israel was not on board the helicopter crash that crashed on Sunday, unaliving Iranian's President Ibrahim Raisi and Foreign Minister Hossein Amir Abdollahian. This is a controversial statement that I am questioning because there is something involved here that maybe we might not be seeing, because he further continued and said, "It is a pity that the Prime Minister of Israel was not on board the helicopter too. One accident can solve many problems for us and the world." His name is Eli Gaham, who wrote in a private WhatsApp group with a link to an article about the accident. Could there be something behind the scene that even Mr. Khan knows and even the ICC officials know? Because his statements are suggesting that he was being prevented from doing that, because he said that it is high time we started taking account the people that are breaking the laws, and also starting to consider that nobody is above the law. In a previous video we talked about this statement. Could there be something that the West or Israel is involved in? Maybe a group, maybe the elites. We are looking at people that are involved in world domination, people that do really call the shots on a global stage. Because in that statement that the Prime Minister of Israel released, the one that we played for you in this video, you heard the statement he made. That statement was bold. That statement was unapologetic, and it suggested something sinister perhaps, something that Mr. Khan should be prepared for. Because for him to indulge and to go to that extent of trying to bring the Prime Minister to become answerable, that suggests something, the tone, everything. And that statement that was released to say the ICC was created for African countries. Like, how do they see Africans? Where have they placed African leaders? And this is the reason why a lot of African leaders should wake up. African presidents should stop being puppets to the West. When are we going to be respected finally as a people? You see, they are able to separate us from one another. We can't cross our own borders without passports. We're pretty much divided as the nation of Africa. And perhaps that's the reason why they created the ICC, to become a watchdog, to become something that if an African country goes against the rules or the laws or the orders of the West, then they'll become answerable to the ICC. But perhaps Mr. Khan, he saw that this wasn't right. He saw that the West is pretty much the one that forces their oppression on African countries as well as Palestinians. Haven't you noticed how there's always somebody who, a group of people, always come out as the sacrificial lamb and just says, "Hey guys, I think I'm tired of this. It's high time we did something about it, And he's calling out the Prime Minister of Israel. Now, from this report that I was reading for you involving the president of Iran who was unalived in the helicopter crash, in response to a comment in the group calling for him to delete the post, Gellaham doubled down on his comment. So some people told him to delete the comment involving the Prime Minister of Israel, the one where he said, "How I wish, he was involved in that helicopter crash, because a lot of problems would have ended." Just imagine, there's something that he knows. There's something that this man, Gelman, the chairman or the executive of Tel Aviv, there's something that he knows that the Prime Minister of Israel is in. Now, considering the amount of damage the Prime Minister of Israel has been doing in the state of Israel in a process that began 27 years ago, the slip of the tongue that cast the left as separate from the people of Israel, and that is escalating at the exponential rate, to pray for an accident that will erase this scoundrel from our lives is not excessive at all. And mind you, this chairman of the Tel Aviv University has been a CEO in one of Israel's tech companies from 2010 to 2018. So you can just imagine the vast knowledge that he has about Israel, their officials, and everything that pretty much goes around in Israel. Because in a statement in 1997, Prime Minister of Israel made a statement that suggests that the people of Israel have forgotten what it means to be a person of Israel, meaning that a few years in the future, it was going to take them on a roller coaster ride that we might be experiencing right now. You know, the savagery and the unaliving of the Palestinians in this case. Perhaps that's what he was referring to in 1997. You can just do a search of the 1997 slip of the tongue by the Prime Minister of Israel, and you're going to find out exactly when he made that statement. And that is why the university chairman of Tel Aviv, an Israel official, wanted him unalived. Now, I would like to hear your thoughts in the comment section regarding today's discussion and what you think the Prime Minister was meaning in reference to Mr. Khan, where he said he should be very careful. I'll see you in the next video. Thank you for watching.